There's something I want us to promise ourselves and each other today. One, we are not going to waste any music. For beautiful music to be played here, and you are sitting here like a statue, that is called wasting the music. We are not going to waste any music. Are we together? Let me see those who agree with me. We are not going to waste any music. We are not going to waste any moment to be well. Because we've come here really to demonstrate in a very real sense, by action, that we are here for wellness. Now, my very able Principal Secretary responsible for the State Department of Sports, Engineer Peter Tum, asante sana, my brother, for anchoring the program, anchoring the day. Let me appreciate in a very, very special way the chairman of the committee in Parliament that oversees this ministry. Very, very supportive committee. My brother and member of Parliament for Webuye Magharibi, Webuye West constituency. A man that is a sporting legend in his own right. So besides being a member of Parliament and a leader, Honorable Dan Wanyama is also a great ambassador for sports. Tumpatie makofi Mheshimiwa Dan Wanyama. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for finding the time to join us, and most significantly for using the platform of Parliament to support the agenda that this ministry is on. I want to appreciate every single distinguished guest that has joined us here, my great brother and friend, Frank Njenga. Great to see you looking every bit evergreen, mentally, physically. Now you've told us the secret of why you look evergreen and act evergreen. And all our senior officers, the leadership of this ministry, I want to appreciate all our directors. I want to appreciate every single member of staff of this ministry, representing both state departments, the State Department of Sports and the State Department of Youth Affairs and the Arts. Ninawatambua na ninawakaribisha kwenye hafla hii. Na hii si warsha. This is not a workshop. This is not a seminar. Even the setup is a bit of an anomaly. Next time, we want a much easier setup because we have not come here to workshop, really. We have come here to demonstrate a shift in a paradigm. This is a demonstration of a seismic paradigm shift. So even the way we sit, the way we look, the way we act must be demonstrative of that paradigm shift. This is a seismic paradigm shift. That's why we are here. I don't think that this ministry has ever gathered in such a manner for such an occasion for the kind of agenda we are here to execute today. Never before. Not even when I served as minister here, because I was Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports just about 10 years ago. So this is a first. And as we go into that first, I want to acknowledge our partners who are traveling with us this journey of shifting the paradigm. I want in a very special way to appreciate the teams that have come here from some of the key corporate partners that we are working with. Teams that have come from Safaricom, teams that are representing Sifal Motors, formerly Toyota Kenya, and other partners that have graciously joined us on this journey of transforming this space. And in a very special way, I want to acknowledge the team from the International Youth Fellowship. Yes. The International Youth Fellowship, an amazing, incredibly important partner that I cherish in a very special way, led by the chairman himself, Mr. Yohao Kim. Mr. Kim, please rise. We want to acknowledge you. Mr. Kim is accompanied here by Zhang and Lee, who are joining us, leading the team from the International Youth Federation, a very important partner for us, and with whom we have executed a memorandum of understanding to elevate our young people, our youth, through some real life-changing programs. Only last Saturday, I was at the offices, the Center for the Fellowship, where we graduated over 400 Kenyan youth. 400 Kenyan youth. In as diverse fields as IT, fashion, media, such a diverse array of skills imparted amongst our youth. And most of those young people coming from incredibly disadvantaged backgrounds, being given an opportunity to make something of their lives, to change their own lives and the lives of their communities. Mr. Yohao Kim, asante sana. We appreciate you and the partnership that we have. Today, Mr. Kim will be speaking to us about the key agenda of mindset change. Mindset. Because I can tell even on this journey we have started of shifting the paradigm and raising the bar, the biggest obstacle is not resources. And some of you will say, oh, our budget is such a small percentage of the national budget. No. Our biggest challenge is not resources. Our biggest challenge is not human capital, because I have no doubt that we have incredibly well-trained, talented workforce. Our biggest obstacle, our biggest challenge on this exciting journey of shifting the paradigm is the mindset. Because it is that mindset that is holding you back even from rising to dance, to good music. It is all in your mind. It is that mindset that is holding you back to wake up to the reality that things have changed. And so Mr. Kim and his team will be making a presentation which is so transformational on mindset change, shifting your mindset, looking at things differently. And good people, the only difference today between the Republic of Kenya and the Republic of South Korea, who are pretty much on the same keel, on the same level, about 60 years ago. The only difference why South Korea is where they are and Kenya is where it is all here. What? The mind. I'm looking forward to that presentation. Let me also acknowledge the incredible team from Mama Doing Good. Mama Doing Good. The amazing team of Mama Doing Good Cycling Club. I am the newest member of Mama Doing Good. Proudly. And I am so excited, really, to count Mama Doing Good as a partner for the agenda that we are pushing. Asanteni sana. Please convey our sincerest appreciation to Her Excellency, the First Lady, who already shifted the paradigm, by the way. When you talk about paradigm shift, when you talk about mindset change, the First Lady is actually running ahead of us. We are trying to catch up with her. And that is what we want to do, to change and make this country a lot better. So all of you, kwa pamoja, karibuni sana to this day. Good people, there is a new sheriff in town. there's a new sheriff in town. And when a new sheriff arrives in town, a new sheriff comes with a new order, a new style. He even carries a new rifle. So it is different things with a new sheriff in town. That sheriff is called William Samoei Arap Ruto. He's a new sheriff in town. And under the leadership of this new sheriff in town, things are very different. And if you have not realized yet, smell the coffee. There's a new way, there's a new style in town. Number one, there's a new policy frame in town. That policy frame is called Bottom-Up Economic Transformation Agenda. That is the new order that the new sheriff in town has come with to the management of this country. Bottom-Up Economic Transformation Agenda. And if you are an officer of this ministry, and you are not yet shifted your mindset from Big Four agenda to bottom-up economic transformation agenda, hello, are you with us? Are you with me? We shifted gears from Big Four agenda to the better agenda, bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Under bottom-up economic transformation agenda, things are being done differently. Number one, we are putting emphasis on whole of government approach to service delivery. What is whole of government? Whole of government is that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing in government. And that is why this morning you saw the cabinet sector responsible for roads and transport coming to the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts and Sports to be part of the agenda of sports for climate action, safe and clean cities. That is whole of government approach. Whole of government approach is where this ministry is preparing the safari rally, but is deliberately making sure that the agenda of the environment is integrated in the rally agenda by making sure that we plant 19 million trees to contribute to the national agenda of 15 billion trees in 10 years. And also joining the dots of sports, safari, as part of our agenda to grow tourism numbers into this country. Whole of government approach to service delivery. Whole of government also means that you cannot work in a ministry where you are not wired to what is going on. You must, if you work in the State Department of Sports, know what is going on in the State Department of Youth Affairs and the Arts, and vice versa. So whole of government is a paradigm shift of making sure that we break the silos. Many of you here live in little silos. That desk of yours, that department of yours, you want to look no further than that space. We are telling you, break that silo. Be part of what is going on. Now, under this new sheriff in town, we are putting emphasis on a number of things which you must look at as priorities for this ministry. We are putting emphasis on the agenda that Dr. Frank Njenga flagged as an existential threat, climate change. And that is why we have launched the initiative of Sports for Climate Action. And for your information, Kenya is already recognized globally because of the activities we are undertaking as a thought leader in sports for climate action. We are already rated highly. I was invited to Monte Carlo at the beginning of this year for the flagging of the first round of the World Rally Championship Series, 13 rounds. We are round number 7 here in Kenya. Round number 1 is the Monte Carlo Rally in Monaco. I was invited in Monaco, and the subject I was given to make a presentation on, I was actually the keynote speaker at that forum. The forum was exploring motorsports as a driver for climate action. And I saw in that room, loaded with professors and some of the top minds from across the globe, I saw the honor and respect accorded to Kenya as a thought leader in climate action, and especially deploying sports to elevate the whole agenda around climate action. And so for this ministry, that is a core agenda for us. And that is why today, yourselves and myself, to mark the 70th anniversary of the Safari Rally, we will not leave here until we plant 7,000 trees. 7,000 trees. And I hope, Bwana Kimoko, together with your team, you have determined our number. And having so determined our number, you have determined the number of trees each one of us must plant to hit the number 7,000 today, which is, you have done that. And so tutapanda miti mpaka tuhesabu miti 7,000, which is a number in sync with the 70th anniversary of the WRC Safari Rally in Kenya. Sports for climate action. That's where we are also elevating cycling as a form of transport to decarbonize our cities and decongest our cities. And so the action you saw of myself on a bike, and I have ridden a bike from Maktaba House, our ministry headquarters, 15 kilometers to Kasarani Stadium, is part of that message that we must decarbonize and decongest our cities, and one way of doing that is to get onto the bike. And the message we are sending to the country, get out of this mindset where you believe, and this is a very strong Kenyan mindset, that the bigger the car, the cooler you are. Cool means big automobile. And so if today I appeared in a function on a bike, people are going to talk very badly about me. Watu watasema nimesota. How can I ride a bike to an event? Ati waziri amekuja event mazee kwa bike. Okay? So they expect me to arrive at an event in the biggest automobile in town, the bigger, the swankier. That is how then you elevate yourself. If Mheshimiwa Dan Wanyama here decided to campaign for the 2027 elections on a bike, I can tell you it will drastically reduce his electability in Webuye West. How can Mheshimiwa come to a campaign rally on a bike? Huyu ameisha. Wacha tujipange na mtu mwingine. That is the mindset you are confronted with. And even as we get into the business of cycling, we have to change that mindset. We must change the mindset to find it cool to drive, to cycle to the office. We must find it cool. And Phineas, I can see you clapping. You're the only one clapping. Phineas, I'm going to ask you to ride to the office on a bike tomorrow, just to send that message. Yes. Kesho mimi niko na safari ninaenda, I'm going to do some work in Eldoret, but to get to Wilson Airport from my house, I'm actually going to go on a bike. Let us tell the people of Kenya, there is nothing cool in a big automobile that is basically destroying the environment with carbon emissions, okay? But there is everything cool about a bike that maintains your wellness and does not decarbonize the environment. There's everything cool about that. So that is a key agenda for us as a ministry. And of course, you know that to join all these dots and to consolidate all these new measures that this ministry is doing, we have initiated the Talanta Hela initiative. And Talanta Hela for us is the silver bullet. Talanta Hela is the convergence of the new thinking in this ministry. Talk about monetizing sports, monetizing talents, but it's also about carrying everybody together. Talanta Hela is making sure that we leave no one behind. And that is why in every sporting event, including the Kipkeino Classic we had here, the Safari Rally that we are flagging off on Thursday this week, we have introduced a new phenomenon called the Hustler Bazaar. The Hustler Bazaar is a customized space where we are allowing our traders, our vendors at the bottom of the socioeconomic pyramid to use sports to grow their trade, to grow their businesses. And we provide these spaces for free. It was quite a spectacle to find hustlers selling ushanga, shoes, clothes, roast maize on the manicured lawns of the Muthaiga Golf Club during the Magical Kenya Open. It was quite a spectacle. It was the first day for hustlers to step on the manicured lawns of Muthaiga Golf Club in the spirit of bottom up. And so bottom up is not just a story, bottom up is real. That is the new sheriff in town. And today we wanted to ask the officers in this ministry that we want you to fall in single column, lock, stock, and barrel behind your new sheriff in town. And that the agenda he has to transform this country requires all hands on deck of the officers in this government. And for us, myself and the peers, we don't want to leave anybody behind in this ministry. We want to travel this journey with you. And the beginning of this journey is a very simple message. You cannot be an officer in the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts and Sports, and you proudly introduce yourself that you work for the Ministry of Sports. Yet, there is absolutely nothing sporty about you. There's nothing sporty about your look. There's nothing sporty about your demeanor. And there is nothing sporty about your mindset. It's as simple as that. When we sit in cabinet, they call me in cabinet the CS for the fun corner of government. They consider this to be the fun corner of government, where we work, but we work in an environment that is easy, an environment that is fun. Looking at you, I think if my cabinet colleagues came here, they will change their mind, because I don't think they'll see any fun. You guys don't look fun at all. At all. Actually, you don't look fun. You look like you have just parachuted here from another world. I think you look like you work for another ministry, not the ministry that is supposed to be the fun corner of government. Are you ready to change, you guys? Can I see by a show of hands that we are actually shifting this paradigm? Because we must shift the paradigm. We want officers of this ministry to be the frontline ambassadors for wellness. We want you to be the frontline ambassadors for wellness. We want you to speak about wellness, both physical and mental, emotional, psychological wellness. Be the ambassadors for wellness. Speak about wellness, but also look well and deliberately invest in wellness. We want you to be the ambassadors for mental health. We want you to be the ambassador for mental health. We want you to inspire our young people to be mentally well. And most significantly, we want you to interact with the space in which you work. By a show of hands, this is for the officers of this ministry, how many of you have ever been to Kasarani Stadium? The officers of this ministry. A show of hands. Okay. How many of you have never stepped in the Kasarani grounds here at Kasarani? Msinifiche. I mean, it's not no recrimination. You are an officer of this ministry, but this is your first time at Kasarani. By a show of hands. Okay, I can see quite a number of hands. Well, under this new paradigm, we want to make sure that officers of this ministry have free access to our facilities. Anytime we have any sporting event, we had the Kipkeino Classic the other day. We have the Safari Rally being flagged off on Thursday. the first tickets to those events must go to the officers of this ministry. Aha, sasa mumeamka. You are the gatekeepers of what this ministry does. You must be part of what goes on in this ministry. We also want you, as officers of this ministry, to maximize the use of facilities in this ministry. And so if you have meetings, you have events, we want you to bring those events to the facilities of this ministry. We have a very good hotel here called Stadium Hotel, right within the presence of this stadium. It is what bed capacity, Pius? 108 rooms at this stadium. It's a fairly big facility. We want to make use of this facility as a ministry. All our stadia across the country, and we have stadia in a lot of the counties across the country. We want you as officers of this ministry to make use of these facilities. And twice every year, we'll take time away from our offices, minus our ties. We'll put on our sweats. We'll come. Today we are here at Kasarani. Next time we may be at Nyayo. Another time we may be at Kirigiti. Another time we may be at Kipchoge Kiino Stadium in Eldoret. Another time may find us at Kinoru Stadium in Meru. We will go around the country, and on a day such as this, we will do sports. Bwana Kimoka, I hope today you have people here who are going to run like Omanyala. I hope today you have people here who are going to attempt to copy Faith Kipyegon today, okay? And prepare yourself. I want a Faith Kipyegon today. I want a Ferdinand Omanyala today. Because we are going to compete today. We are going to copy our global stars. Sasa nyinyi muko hapa, munaendesha mambo ya sports na hamtaki kuwa sporty. Today we are also going to dance. You have a Zumba expert who is in the house. Mr. Zumba, stand up. Because we want you to make us sweat. We want to sweat until we can't sweat no more today. Okay? And after we have danced and played and sweat, we will plant 7,000 trees as part of our Sports for Climate Action agenda. Are we together? Are we ready for that paradigm shift? Are we ready? Let me hear some noise if you are ready. Asanteni sana. We are going to start our program for all those activities by flagging off 2 teams that we are sending to assignments globally. There's a team of 40 young people who we are sending to the United States of America. When are they leaving, Ray? They leave tomorrow for the US. We'll be flagging off that team. It's part of the capacity building program for young people. And they'll travel to the US tomorrow. We'll flag off that team here to send them to the US. Also leaving this week, Mr. Pundo, when is your team leaving? Tomorrow also. Leaving the same tomorrow is another team traveling to Belgrade, Serbia. Serbia is holding a historic cultural event, and to honor the special relationship between Serbia and Kenya, Kenya has been honored to be the focal point of that event with myself as a guest of honor. And because the rally is holding me in Nairobi, our team will go to represent us. And they're also here. We'll also flag them off ahead of their trip to Belgrade. And they include an amazing group from Narok County, and Kenge group that is also here. And I'm told they're actually going to give us a glimpse of what they are going to do in Belgrade before we start the program. And then to cap it all, we will have the presentation from the International Youth Fellowship, who have also brought us quite a menu of some incredible creations by young people, under that program. Asanteni sana and God bless you.